Hey guys, ID here. Welcome to the 7th episode of Design Journal. In this episode, we're going to discuss some typography basics in Adobe Illustrator.
You got to let it go.
So first, let's discuss what typography is. According to Wikipedia, it is the art and technique of arranging type to make written language legible, readable, and appealing when displayed. So basically, what typography is that all the fonts, the font sizes, the spacing between them, the colors, gradients, whatever. I mean the all the styling and everything that you do with the text, just the text, that comes under typography. So in this video I've compiled some basics of typography that I want to share with you guys, and I hope that brings value. So let's get started. So let's start with tracking. Tracking is basically the space between all of your letters. Okay, let's see it in action in Illustrator. So what you do is let's put some text down. I'll write tracking. Okay, and let's increase the size. And then we have to go into the window, type, and character. And then this window will open up. So this is basically the character window, and now you can do is you can select it, and this here is tracking. So you can increase this by using these arrows. Okay, or if you don't want to use this window, you can hit Option on a Mac or Alt on a Windows PC and hit adjust it using left and right arrow keys. So as you can see, as I'm doing this, it's changing the space between all of the letters, not individual letters. It's changing between all of the letters, so it's called tracking. So what leading basically is, it is the space between two different lines of text. So let's see it in action. I write the text leading in two different lines. Let's increase the font size, and now as you can see, there's this space between these two lines, right? Now what we want to do is we have to adjust it, and to do it we can go into the character window, or we can use Option on a Mac, Alt on a Windows PC, and up and down arrow keys to adjust it. And as you can see, you can adjust the leading this easily. So kerning basically is adjusting the space between individual characters to make the whole type look pleasing to the eye. So yeah, it's a bit hard to understand that way. Let's see it in action. So I'll write the text kerning, and let's make this bigger. Okay, yeah. So if you notice this type, okay, and I want you to concentrate basically between two letters, right? So between K and E and R, and these. Now if you notice, there's a lot more space between N and G than all of these, right? So this means that this type is not kerned well. So what we need to do is we need to go to the type tool, which is by using T on your keyboard, and then you go and click over here, basically between N and G or wherever you want to adjust the kerning. Now you can use Option on a Mac or Alt on a Windows PC and left and right arrow keys to adjust the kerning. So as you can see, if I use the right one, it is increasing the space between these two, but I don't want it. I want to decrease the space between these two. Now if you see, this looks much more in line with what the space between every other letter is. So this is what kerning is, and I think it's one of the most important things to notice if you're designing type. So now let's put everything to action. So yeah, I've written this text, Avengers Infinity War, because I love it, right? And now let's put all of them to action and see what we can create just by using the type. So one of the things that you can see right away is that these two text lines, they are super far apart from each other, so that they don't feel related with each other. So that's what we need to fix first. But before that even, I wanted to see the kerning, kerning where it is not right, between W and A there's a lot more space. and between A and V, N and G, so there's like a lot of space there, so we have to adjust it, but we will do it later on. The first thing is like you have to see which text needs more attention. Like here, Infinity War is the main thing. Avengers is kind of not. So what we have to do is like let's just give it a nice rounded font size, like 70 pixels points, and then this one let's just tune it to half, so 35. Okay, and now this distance is even more evident, so let's just adjust it. So I'm using Option and up and down arrow keys on my Mac. You can use Alt and up and down if you have a Windows device. And now let's just adjust the kerning. So A and B need no, they're too close to each other. Just a little bit, yeah. There you go. Now this W and A, and yeah, there's it. Let's just also select this text. So now if you see, you'll see different kerning problems. That's why I was like not doing it before. Like this now feels too, I don't know. So yeah, you have to practice it, and then you can get good results with this thing. Okay, so my recommendations is like practice a lot. You first like decide the hierarchy of the type that you're designing, and then choose different font styles or font sizes. Basically, like I did is like this is 35 and this is 70, so basically there's like it's half of that. And then I can also go and choose a regular font or a lighter font, so that the text that I want to be focused on, which is Infinity War in this case, is actually the one that gets noticed first. Okay, so you have to decide the hierarchy, and then it's about changing the font weights or font styles altogether. I can also show you that. I just don't know how it would look like, but I can show you that. So let's go and choose a font. Let's say Lobster. Because why not? As you can see, yeah, it doesn't look good. Let's go to type and change case to title case. And yeah, it's one of those fonts where the tracking does not look good, so you have to go here and you can change it back to 0. But now A and B are too close apart because we adjusted the kerning because of and as you can see, yeah, different font styles also work together really nicely, but you just have to not use too similar font sizes or too similar font weights or fonts in general. So there needs to be a contrast and a hierarchy that you need to set up to make a type look good. So I hope this video was helpful. I tried to bring in all the typography basics into this video, which means we'll be doing much more in type and design in future videos. So if you want to follow along the journey, please make sure to subscribe and follow me on my social media. And hit me up on my social media. I really love to have a conversation with you guys. Yeah, stay tuned because more stuff is coming really soon. Okay, bye.
You got to let it go.